I love rhythm games. They're a genre that means the world to me as an ADHD riddled light junkie. There's so many like micro types and tiny genres of rhythm games that each have their own expansive and super determined community full of really passionate and creative people, and it's great. Community is one of the biggest reasons I even got into rhythm games, just because of how happy and positive and welcoming people are, and it's something I want to continue with this video. I've been playing the Guitar Hero games since when they were still cared about by Activision. From all my experience, let me tell you right now, 2025 is the best time you can get into this genre of game. So this video is to guide newcomers or returning players to the best ways to play these beloved games. Before you can actually get to playing though, you're going to need a controller first. Guitar controllers were the biggest roadblock people had when getting into the games due to their short supply online, but since last year that hasn't been as much of an issue because the Riffmaster came out, and just last month the Crack controller got announced, which is a new Les Paul controller partnered by Gibson. It looks absolutely stunning, but if those price points are too high for someone who just wants to dip their toes into the pond, there are alternatives like using your existing controllers. One notable example I want to give is Retro Colts Mods. They make really great Wii controller adapters that is just plug and boom, like you just plug it straight into your PC, and even with some configuration with their app, you can plug it into a PlayStation and play Rock Band 4. For Xbox consoles, however, you do need to have an authentication system, which isn't out of my league to explain, so I'm going to link a video in the description since I'm not an Xbox player. One more thing to add about controllers, there are custom controller modders in the scene which makes absolutely stunning guitars, but I'm not going to recommend them as a beginner simply because they're more expensive for things that you're likely not going to use to its fullest potential as a beginner player. However, if you're more advanced, I would 100% recommend them. It's great to support the community and they make great products. Moving on to the games, there's a ton of options when it comes to a good starting point for beginners, but I have two main games I would recommend to a beginner. Those two games would be Yarg and Fortnite Festival. Now before I get angry comments going, oh, why Fortnite? Let me explain it properly. So Fortnite's Pro mode, which is the 5 fret mode, can be a little janky, especially when it comes to the actual engine, but it's not bad for someone getting into the game due to the ease of set lists and just getting everything set up just to try the game out. All you gotta do is calibrate and just pick a song. You know, you don't have to download anything, you don't have to buy anything, you can just pick a song and play it, and that's why I recommend it. And also, there's multiplayer, so if you want to queue in a lobby with a friend, that's 100% doable, and there's no issues. If your friend owns a song, you can play it. The second game, Yarg, is really great engine-wise. It has a really smooth engine, it's really addicting to play songs on it, and it also has a really good set list. The team has a bunch of songs that go in like every month or so, from lower underground artists that decided to give their song to the game, and they fully chart it, full difficulty, all instruments, including vocals, which you don't see that often. And they're really well made. They're great songs, and that's a good way to just get into the game without having to worry about anything. So for someone trying to get better at the game, I definitely do think at the end of the day they should switch over to Yarg eventually, because it's a better engine. It restricts how much you can manipulate the engine. It also is really customizable, and I just genuinely think like it is a great game. I mean, everyone you would see nowadays telling you, hey, play Yarg, and I mean there's a reason behind that because everyone has found this game and fell in love with it. However, there's still a few more games I'd like to talk about simply because I really find enjoyment in them. And the first one I want to talk about is Rock Band 3 Deluxe. This is a mod for Rock Band that is made by Milo Hacks, a really well-known team. They have a Discord server, I will link in the description. They're a great team, and they made a really good mod. It is good, works with emulators, it works on consoles. I think it works on every console Rock Band 3 is on. But the main part about it is the multiplayer, in my opinion, because you can make your own character. If you play with someone and you guys have the same songs downloaded, they can play. It doesn't matter what songs they are, as long as it's the same hash, it works. So that's a notable part of Rock Band 3 for me. I also really enjoy the upgraded engine the Rock Band 3 Deluxe mod has. I find it really fun to play songs on. I find it really smooth considering I run it on a PS3 emulator. It works really well. The last main game I want to talk about is the Guitar Hero World Tour Definitive Edition mod, which is a mod for the PC port of World Tour. I think the mod's really fun. I think the main factor is the funness of the different models you can port into the game and play as, all the mocap animations for all the Guitar Hero games, being able to replace those with like Michael from Grand Theft Auto 5 or Arthur Morgan or Sonic or Minecraft Steve, just whatever you want. It's just there for fun. I think it's a really fun mod, but it also has some validity in getting FCs. It's a Guitar Hero engine, so it's very different from the last two I mentioned, or the last three, honestly. It's a very different game. It's a Guitar Hero game, so if you grew up on these Guitar Hero games and you wanted something more like that, I would 100% recommend Definitive Edition. It runs great. The team behind it, really talented. Getting that thing to work, getting the physics engine to work must have been a nightmare, and I don't know how they did it. It's really a great game, and I would 100% recommend checking it out, as well as all the rest of the games. And finally, I still want to mention Clone Hero because it was the game that got this community to where it is now, realistically. If Clone Hero didn't exist, it probably would have died down, and a lot of these projects might not have been made. You know, it's been here since 2016. You know, it's been the one that, and I really do think it's a great game to still play. Do I think it's the best game? I don't. The ones I mentioned prior, I think, have a lot more interesting things going on, but Clone Hero is always there at the end of the day. It was the foundation to all of this, so I do want to give it a shout out. But yeah, the final part of this video, I just want to talk about the community. There's a lot of great Discord servers, like the Milohack server I'd recommend. Guitar Hero World Tour Definitive Edition server has a lot of stuff going on. There's a bunch of Discord servers you can join. It's a great community. There's usually a voice channel open where you can talk about stuff. I would highly recommend checking them out, especially if you're looking for a game for Rock Band 3 Deluxe, Rock Band 2 Deluxe, or if you just want to talk to people. They're great servers. And overall, just have a great time, you know, play the songs you enjoy, go for grinds you enjoy. If you just play casually like me, just, you know, enjoy the songs, go for gold stars, do whatever you want to do, you know. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of different goals to have. But that's going to wrap up the video for me. I just wanted to have something out there that I made showing what's good places to start, just because, I mean, there's so many more people looking at this scene now. I mean, the 2 new guitars, hopefully new drum sets coming out. I mean, Fortnite Festival being a thing, a potential new Activision game. But anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.